So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have learned about virtual network and subnet. And then we have created our virtual machine in our own virtual network. In today's session, we are going to learn about Bastion host. But before starting on this particular topic, any question anyone have, please let me know. Anyone have any question? No questions. So before starting on this Bastion, what I need is again, I need to create our virtual network, virtual machine, because after this session, I have deleted all those things. So I'm going to quickly create again all these things. So now I'm going to create a virtual network. The address. I'm using the default IP address and default subnet name. I'm going to change to public subnet. I had one more subnet. Review plus create. Click on. So we are able to create our virtual network, and under our virtual network, we are able to create our two subnets. Now I'm going to create a virtual machine. Password option. With the SSH, I'm going to enable HTTP port. Go to networking. In networking, here I'm selecting public subnet, public IP, NSG needs to be basic, and here system is enabling the port number. Go to advanced tab. And in advanced tab, I will need to add the script. Review post create. Click on Done. So I'm able to create our machine in public subnet. And I'm going to create one more machine in private. Go to networking tab. And here I'm selecting subnet as private subnet, public IPS none, NSGS none. Review plus create. Click on. So here we are able to create our private machine also without enabling of any IP address, without enabling of any of the port numbers. So how we can connect to this particular private machine? Definitely, I can't connect to this particular private machine with the help of putty because machine don't have public IP and even machine don't have any port number enabled. So to connect to this particular machine, what we need a Bastion host. Bastion host is help us to connect our private machine. It can be a Windows machine or it can be a Linux machine. We can connect any of the one machine with the help of this particular service called Bastion host. Let's example whenever let's example this is a DBA database machine and database person wants to connect to this particular machine. So for this, what we need to do is a DBA first going to connect to this Bastion host, and then with the help of Bastion host, we are able to connect to our private machine. Because directly I can't connect to this machine because any port number is not enabled and even machine don't have a public IP. So first of all, I need to connect to Bastion and then from Bastion, I need to connect to my machine. So Bastion host is help us to connect our private machines. What are the benefits? RDP and SSH machines we can directly connect in Azure portal also. No public IP required on the VMs which we want to connect by using Bastion. And to create Bastion host, we need to create a separate subnet. If you might be remember previous session, I told you there are few things where we need to create a separate subnet. And here's the one where we need to create a separate subnet for Bastion first. And I have already told you there are few things where we need some mandatory name also given by the Azure to us. So for Bastion host, we have a mandatory name also. Azure Bastion subnet A capital, B capital, S capital. Even for your confirmation, I'm just going to search this name on the Google. The first link which I'm getting is a Microsoft documentation. Fine. Scroll down. See. Subnet must be Azure Bastion sub. So it is mandatory. And for this one, we just need a HTML5 browser, the Chrome which we can use here. It's just one single click. We can connect our Windows machine also or Linux machine. So to learn about this Bastion host, first thing what we need to do is we need to create a separate subnet. And to create separate subnet, I need to go to virtual network. So here I have option go to subnet. I am in my virtual network. Click on subnet. Here we have two options. One is subnet, other one is gateway subnet. What is the use of gateway subnet? We will learn in our upcoming session. Now, give the name of our subnet. I am giving the mandatory name. And here by default system is checking the subnet rules. For Bastion host, it is mandatory to create a subnet and minimum requirement for Bastion host needs to be /26 minimum. It is also documented in the Azure documentation. Minimum we need to give 26. You can give 24 also, but minimum 26 is required. I'm giving 24. It comes. Now I'm going to my virtual machine. Private one. Click on connect. Here I have an option of Bastion. You can see here, this particular machine, I can't connect by using SSH. So cross every time I have. For Bastion, so here we have an option of use Bastion. But when I click on use Bastion, first system will ask me to create a Bastion. I can deploy Bastion. Deploy Bastion means system will by default create Bastion with their default details. Configure manually, we can enter our details manually. Here is the one option where we can create our Bastion, or the other option is I can directly go to that particular Bastion service also. Create. The source group. Bastion 149. Region. It is not showing any region to me. And there is some issue with Bastion. So let me try to create from there. Configure manually. The source group is already selected. So it's Okay, let me do one thing. Let me try to create. Might be then they'll give some error message. Public IP. For Bastion we need a public IP, not for our virtual machines. Let me click on review plus create. Here we'll get validation failed. Some time. It's taking a lot of time. It is taking so much time. Like there's some issue with Bastion. Let me do one thing. Let me go with the automatic option deploy Bastion this time. Might be system will create now. But here I've shown you the process. You need to select a resource group, name, region. And once your region gets selected, here you will get a virtual network also system is going to select. And then even you can select your subnet also, which we have created. If you try to select any other subnet, system will give you the error message on the spot, it will give you the error message. Because to create a bastion, we can only create with our bastion with the name Azure Bastion subnet. I don't know what is the issue going on right now. And even I'm not sure system will create automatically also or not. Our system finally created. Still in process. Let me check the virtual network. Subnet. System has used some IP addresses. Still in process. Yes, Amit, we can that.
Yeah, I tried with the system option, deploy Bastion. So it takes about 7 minutes and it is created now.
Okay. So by right now we are able to create by using this option. We are not able to create by using configure
Yes.
manually.
Yes.
Look like there's some issue going on from their side. Thank you, Amit.
Yes.
Yes, Naresh.
Yes, Ankit. Maybe meanwhile, I just want to check something out of this question. So I know you informed like my free trial is ending today.
Sorry?
So my free trial subscription, I'm talking about
Okay.
regarding subscription.
Yes.
My free trial is getting ending today. So can you please guide me how to continue?
Okay. What you can do is you can upgrade your subscription here. You can upgrade your subscription to payers. You can how you can upgrade your subscription. Let me share one link with you. Just a minute. Here is that link. So here I'm sharing the link in the chat box. Just check this particular link. With the help of this particular link, you can learn how to upgrade your subscription also.
Sure, Ankit. Thank you. Actually, I got a call from some Microsoft team yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to speak with them.
It was just might be the call regarding that your subscription, free subscription is expired.
Correct. Something like that. Yes.
So you can upgrade a subscription to pay as you go. Even after that, if you're going to use free services, they are not going to charge you for that.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I'll follow steps. Yeah.
Still in process. Still taking more time. Still in process. Devendra, why we need to give slash 26 is because with the help of slash 26, we can connect those few number of machines with one Bastion host. So if I give slash 26, what will be the result? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it means 64 machines we can connect with the help of Bastions. Not 64 means 5 IP addresses they are going to reserve. So whatever the 59, so we can create 59 virtual machine at a time with the help of that particular Bastion. That's why minimum they are giving slash 26. So still taking more time. So at what time we have started? So much time. Still in process, taking so much of time. So finally, our Bastion is ready. And now if you see here, it is asking for username and password. If you are using a key, we can directly upload our key also. And if you store that particular key or password in key wallet, directly we can use from there also. But I didn't store anywhere, so I have my username and password. I can give and I can connect. So when I click on connect here, we are not able to connect here. We are getting some error message that we need to enable a pop-up. And if you see here in the top in my browser, here also I'm getting it. So we need to enable the pop-up. So click here, always allow. Done. Click on connect now. And if you see here, I'm able to connect to this particular private machine with the help of browser. Now, any question anyone have till now? Please let me know. Regarding Bastion, anyone have any question? Yes, sir.
So there is a cost which will be there for using Bastion? Extra cost?
Yes. It is not coming under our field here. Okay.
So it is hourly, it is written in their is hourly
10
base
cents
pricing.
per hour.
So we
10
need to
cents
delete.
per hour. Yes, after practice, yes, you need to delete it. Okay. Okay, now moving forward, let's take example. I want to install something in this particular private machine. But whenever we stop the public IP of our machine, what happens is system will by default stop the internet connectivity of the machine. by default. So how we can provide internet connectivity to our machines? The system will stop the internet connectivity. And in Linux machine, when we want to install, it is mandatory to have internet connection. In Windows, it is not mandatory. But in Linux machine, if I want to install anything, it is mandatory. Because in Windows, we can download it. Once we download it, after that, to install it, I don't need internet connection. But in Linux, if you are using a machine by using terminal, in that particular case, it is mandatory. And how we can provide the internet connectivity to this particular private machine? We have something called NAT gateway, network address transmission. With the help of NAT gateway, we can provide the internet connectivity to our complete subnet. We are not providing to any specific machine. We are providing to complete subnet. So this is what I'm going to do here. Here also I'm going to create a separate subnet, and then that particular subnet, that particular NAT gateway, I'm going to link to my private subnet. And for NAT gateway, it is not mandatory to create a separate subnet. For Bastion, it is mandatory. For public machine, it is mandatory. For private machine, it is mandatory. But for NAT gateway, is not mandatory. If I want, I can create NAT gateway in my public subnet also, and I can link from there also. You want to create a separate subnet, you can create, or create in your public subnet also. It's up to you and your client. So let me go as per my PPT. I'll create a separate subnet. So go to virtual network. And I'm going to subnet. And I'm going to create a separate subnet. And for NAT gateway, I have already told you it is not mandatory to create a separate subnet. So it means there is no mandatory name also for that. So I just give here this /29 save. So now search NAT gateways. Click on create. The source group. Scroll down. By IP addresses we need to create here. And here I just need to create the public. Subnet, in which subnet I'm going to create. That one. Review plus create. Click. Once it is ready, I need to go to my private subnet. And here we have an option of NAT gateway. So here I can select the NAT gateway. Click once. Now, under this particular subnet, whatever the machines we have, all machines will have the internet connected. Now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to update the repository. See here, I'm able to update our Some time. And, and the next thing is right, time plus y. So here I'm able to install the database without selecting NAT gateway. We are not able to update anything or we are not able to install anything on our private virtual machines. Now, any question anyone have regarding this NAT gateway? Please let me know. Now moving forward, we are going to discuss about NSG. We have seen NSG in our previous session also, and right now also we have seen NSG when I'm trying to disable NSG for my private machine. What is the use of NSG? Under NSG, we are enabling the port numbers whichever we want to enable it. If you might be remember in previous session, we have enabled NSG. In under NSG, we have enabled a port number when we are learning about the web servers at that time. So here is networking. Here. So here we have some NSG. So here we are able to see some two rules by default. Also, we are able to see some rules. We are not going to disturb by default rules. We are only going to create our own. So here I'm able to see rule number 300. Here I'm able to see rule number 320. What is this priority number which we have? Do we have any importance of this priority number? Yes. Remember that particular point, lowest number is always having the highest priority. So we can enable this particular NSG at subnet level also. And the same NSG, we can apply it at our virtual machine level also. Right now, this particular NSG available at our virtual machine level. So if I want, I can link it at my subnet level. But before that, the priority numbers which I was talking about, the minimum number we can give it is 100 and the maximum number we can give it is 4096. In between of these numbers, you can give any number. And I have already told you, we can, the numbers which we are giving it, lowest number is always having the highest priority, and we can give any number in between of these number 100 and 4096. And whenever we are creating these rules, we always need to give source and the destination. Then we need to select a protocol, which type of protocol I'm going to enable, which type of port number I'm going to enable. That particular details we need to. Then we have direction, inbound rules and outbound rules. And then we have an option of allow or deny. If you want to allow some rule, you can allow. Also, if you want to deny some rule, you can deny that also. So let's go to our NSG, and here is the name of my NSG. Or I can directly search NSG also. Yeah. Now I need to link this particular NSG to our subnet. So go to subnet, associate. By default, it is picking public subnet. Done. So now the rules which I'm going to apply in this particular NSG, it is going to apply at my virtual machine level also, and same rule is going to apply at subnet level. Next example, I'll create one more machine, and in that particular machine, I'll give separate rules. And at subnet level, I have given separate rules. So the which rule system is going to use the rules which we have applied at subnet level, not at virtual machine level. High that in this particular case, whatever the person who is higher, that subnet is higher than virtual machine, so subnet rules will going to be allowed at virtual machine level. Now, if you see here for an SSH rule, here I'm getting some warning here. Why? Because right now this SSH is having public access. Anyone who's having username and password or IP address, anyone can connect to my machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter my IP address. So let's find my IP address. So here I got my IP address. By using this particular website, you can check your IP address, and I'm sharing this website details in the chat box. So I'm going to click on SSH rule. See here. Source any destination. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change source to my IP address. Also have an option. I have an option of IP address option. My IP address system is automatically going to pick my IP address. IP address, I can manually enter the IP address section. I go with my IP address. Save. Now you can see here. Now I'm not getting that warning. Why? Because now we have given source only to my single IP address. Now we'll go with the denial. So the rules which is already enabled. If you see here, this SSH rule is going to allow. Is allowing. It is not denying it, it's allowing it. It means we are able to allow service. And destination is already there. Service SSH. 22 port number. So we don't need to disturb SSH here. Yeah. Go to inbound rules. I'm going to add a rule here. And what I need to do is, let's say example, I need to block one IP. So deny rules we are using whenever we are trying to block some IP addresses. That time we are using deny rules. So first go to inbound rules. And I'm going to add a rule. Change source to IP address and mention that specific IP address which we want to block. I'm going to enter my IP address here at /32. /32 means only one single IP address I need to block. Even right now, I have an option called my IP address also, but definitely in real time, we are not going to block our IP address. We are entering some other IP address, whichever we want to block. So we'll put that particular IP address and then /30. Let's say example, right now I am the hacker. So I'm just giving my IP address is /32. Then next thing, service as HTTP. Before that, what I'm going to do is, let me give you the public IP of my public system. I'm sharing the IP address in the chat box. I'm requesting you to please quickly open in your system and let me know. Are you able to access this web page right now? Yes, you are able to access this particular web page because right now this is enabled for all. And even I'm also able to access this stuff now. I'll again go to those rules. And in service, I'm giving as HTTP. Scroll down, deny. And what is it? Rule number, priority number 333. Click on add. And whenever we are denying some rules, we'll deny at inbound level also, and we deny it at outbound level also. So go to outbound. Add. Source IP address /32. Service HTTP. Rule number 330. So the same rule number which I'm giving at inbound, same rule number I need to give it at outbound also. And action needs to be denied. Now I have added that particular rule here that from this particular IP address, we can't access our 80 port number. And I have given only my IP address. It means I am the only person who can't access. You all are able to access. And let me try. If you see here, I'm still able to access the web server. I have denied that particular rule here that from this particular one, we can't access the web server. Why I'm able to access? The reason is this priority number. Just few minutes before we have discussed it, lowest number is always having the highest priority. And what is the lowest number? 320. And in 320, was it a source? Any means from anywhere it is allowed. So that's why I'm still able to access this particular web server. So what I need to do, I need to change this rule number and the number I need to give less than 320. So I just give as 319. Save. Now same thing I'm going to do it at outbound also. Save. Yes. Let me reopen browser. And now you can see my screen. I'm still able to access. Why I'm able to access? I'm able to access. Just a minute. Let me check its rule updated. Yes, load is updated. Now I'm not able to access. So you just browsing and browsing. And now I'm not able to access. But if you try to open this particular IP address in your browser, on this spot, you all are able to access this particular web. So, any question anyone have regarding this? Please let. Yes, sir.
So this is all manual process, right? This
Yes, this is manual
allow,
process.
deny, and this request comes from the clients only, right? For
Correct.
these many IP addresses, I do not want this.
We can,
to allow.
by comma separated, you can add multiple IP addresses also to share. I mean, there.
Okay. So only IP addresses are being blocked here, or any URL also? There is a process for URL blocking
No, there is IP addresses only for that.
for this IP address block is there.
Only IP addresses we have. We don't have any other option.
Okay.
And for URLs, we don't have. Okay?
So in NSG, only IP addresses can be blocked.
Yes, correct. Yes, Kumar.
Yeah. Regarding Bastion, we installed a SQL developer in Bastion, right?
Not SQL developer, MySQL database.
Yeah, MySQL developer. Say how we will connect after installation in that Bastion. Just we need to install or how it be? Normally in
No,
SQL developer.
whenever we install database, after that for every database, we got one DNS.
Yes, yes.
So by with the help of that DNS, we can connect.
In that Bastion, where we have to find the DNS details and all.
That I'm not sure because I'm not a DBA person. That's a DBA part of the job. If they are going to install on virtual machines.
Okay. If any in real time, we will get the request of Bastion. We have to create a Bastion and install what is the requirement like SQL developer or Oracle like that. We have to install it and give it to him. That's it.
Yes. And
Okay.
even it's not even we have one service in our Azure, we have a separate service of database also. In that case, directly system is going to show us that DNS.
Okay.
So how to connect with that database, that I know that, not from the virtual machine database I have information. Okay. That one I'm going to show you in upcoming session. Then we're learning about database.
Okay.
Okay.
Now in the database, whatever we're creating the Bastion host and all, it will automatically will come in database service, correct?
Whatever we are installing in virtual machine, it is not coming under database service.
Okay.
It will not come. We have a separate service of database.
Okay.
That's when we are learning. At that time, system will give the DNS to us.
Okay.
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 Anyone have any more questions? Yes, Amit.
How to delete this Bastion?
Just delete your resource group. Automatically, system will delete all those things.
Okay.
Or if you want to specifically just delete Bastion, you can go to the Bastion service and open your Bastion. Here we have option of delete. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basic difference between Bastion and NAT gateway will be?
Bastion will help us to connect our machine. NAT gateway is providing the internet connectivity to our private
Subnet.
Okay. The NAT gateway is not providing to any specific machine, but to complete subnet it is going to provide.
Okay.
Yes, Kumar, do you have any more questions?
No.
Anyone have any more questions? Okay. So with this, we have learned about Bastion and NAT Gateway and NSG. In next session, we are going to learn about load balancer. We have different types of load balancer, public, internal. We are going to learn about both the types of load balancer, and then we go with application, gateway, then we have VM scale set, VNet peering. So all those things which we are going to continue in our next session. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. Have a nice day. Thank you.